NHK World. Good morning, I'm NHK World.
And I'm Radio Free Asia.
Today, we're interviewing a Cambodian who believes that deporting Muslims to an undisclosed location is a great idea.
What international or domestic legal framework justifies deporting people solely on the basis of religion?
Just to clarify, we're not deporting only Muslims. We're being equal. We're deporting everybody who is of different religions. So we believe that difference creates conflict. And by sending people to different countries or continents away from each other where they're all the same, where all the people within a country are the same, there's going to be no internal conflict.
So that means like they won't have any conflict or any war against each other, right?
Yeah, if we create similarity or sameness between people in the country, then there's going to be no issues.
Okay, well, have you ever thought about the fact that, okay, people can change religion? What happens if there were to be someone who is a traitor, who is of a different religion in the same area of someone else? How could you justify this, and how could you combat this issue in what you believe is right?
Well, there are many islands on the planet, and all the traitors are the, infidels to one specific area.
Okay, but let's take this fact largely. If everyone were to have their own religion or to change their religion, someone were to not know, and someone were to find out, do you think that there is a possibility that there will be enough islands on this world to combat this issue? And if not, how are you going to do that? Because at this point, everyone's place and where everyone's at will be disclosed. So it's not going to be undisclosed, it will be disclosed because this is impossible to achieve.
Countries have a space program for a reason. We can send them to space.
Okay, well, they will die. How is that an effective solution to your proposal?
It's creating world peace.
World peace is not achievable with this idea.
Okay, how does this policy comply with Cambodia's obligations under international human rights law, including freedom of religion?
Sorry, can we stop first? Can we stop for a second? See, this is why I said to get another person in here. Like, I don't know everything, okay?
Dang.
Where are the other people? What are they doing? Where's Afghanistan? Where's Afghanistan? Come on. Get another person in here. Come on, please.
This is live.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, my bad, guys. My bad. So...
Because your idea was like deporting all religions to different areas, like with no human contact to each religion.
Not my idea,
Okay.
that's their idea.
Their idea?
Yeah.
There's a traitor in there.
But I'm in their box, so...
I'm telling you.
I exactly know why.
Okay, we can't say that.
Okay, let's just make a straight face.
Okay, what is who's your friend, like, from a country that you want?
There's like... so there's like a Burmese guy.
No, like representing.
Representing Afghanistan.
Okay, so you want Afghanistan to come?
Yeah, sure. Afghanistan
Okay, so
or Pakistan.
we're taking
Sure.
We're taking
okay, only one extra. Afghanistan. Count on. Okay. The delegate of Cambodia needs extra support from the delegate of Afghanistan on his question of deporting people of religious that represent religious self to different places of undisclosed location.
Okay, so how does the government of Cambodia and Afghanistan respond to concerns that forced deportation constitutes religious discrimination?
This delegate believes that it is simply reuniting brother with brother and sister with sister. It is a moral act to prevent the conflict between nations that otherwise occurs, to prevent the genocide such as those occurring in Southeast Asia against Muslim peoples. It is a necessary measure, in fact.
Okay.
Now, here's the issue. Singapore and Malaysia has separated from each other because Singapore has majority Chinese people living in their city and area of that time. Now, in Malaysia, there's a lot of people that are Muslims. In Singapore, there'd be more of Indians, Chinese, and such. Now, we have seen that this somewhat worked, and Singapore ended up to be quite well in their idea of separating. Now, this begs the issue of, if you were to separate someone of religion, how could you deal that with countries? Because at the end of the day, if you were to separate religions, people would be from different countries. What if they don't like each other? What if they have an issue with each other? Because in this world, we do not have a problem with religion. It comes and it stems from countries. So how could you deal with that conflict? Because it would not work. Like, it's just impossible. Like, your fact is truly outrageous. It is not possible, and it cannot be done. Because countries have problems, not religion. And if you know what is right, religion will never be an issue, but countries will.
Although ethnic divides are a major concern, I believe that it is possible for people from non-Muslim majority countries to find a Muslim ethnicity which they identify with. They may be sent there through their own discretion. And thus reuniting ethnicities would help with bridging these divides. Thank you.
Okay, so what safeguard exists to prevent violations of basic human rights during this process?
Cambodia? Can you use her mic?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Okay, what safeguards exist to prevent violations of basic human rights during this process?
Well, the thing here is that people are being forced to deport. That's the concern that you're having, correct? It's for their safety. Because by deporting, our main goal is to prevent issue by difference. That's the main goal.
But what if people, like the examples like Christians or like Muslims or like doesn't want to go to that area because like they don't feel like it? What will like the government do?
Government can create areas where it's similar to their home. This deporting is obviously not a quick process anyway. It would definitely take like a decade if we were to deport everyone on this planet. So we're guessing a decade or two. That would probably be enough time to create major hubs for people to go where it's similar to their own home.
Okay, well, here's the issue. There will never be a time where people and place that they're at are undisclosed, because we have social media, we have the internet. It is not hard to disclose a place where you're at. And people, they would never, ever believe that separating people by religion is the right thing. You split families apart. You split people where they live together in harmonious. They get split apart, and how is it fair to them? They would always want to show where they're at. They would always want to prove where they're at. So it is not right to do that. And there is no way that you can do it. It's impossible. It is just straight impossible to achieve this goal. It will never be accomplished. And we know, for a matter of fact, that this is impossible, once again. So now this begs another question. With all these ideas in mind, what makes you think that this is actually possible?
So the thing is, these locations will in fact be disclosed. It is just that they are not determined as of this present moment. Now, what makes this possible is the fact that, well, many people just want to return to their homes, while a few who don't can be coerced with monetary incentive, with other incentives if necessary.
So you're essentially stating that you want to deport people with money? That would never work. You want to put all these claims aside, but the real true fact is that your idea is crumbling. It doesn't work. Your idea of trying to deport people to different places based on their religion does not work, once again. You have mentioned several times on your plan, but you keep backing out. There's no true purpose on doing this, and you know it. So, why? What for? What is the purpose of doing this? And how can we change our mind in knowing that this is the wrong thing?
Well, the thing is, this delegate never wanted to resort to deportation, but through pressures such as the necessity to get essentially to support the other more reasonable measures, a deportation was deemed necessary to garner support, to garner what is needed to do things such as grant foreign aid, to promote tourism, to promote open-mindedness in that way. But it seems deportation may be necessary in order to garner the support necessary for such other ideas.
This is the issue. You're trying to get image and publicity by doing this from other more credible countries. This is all for publicity. This is not what you truly want to do. As Cambodia and Afghanistan was saying, this is completely wrong. This is the wrong thing to do. And for all of you, they're doing this for their image. This is not what is truly right. Thank you. Do you have any more concerns?
Yeah. For example, like, if people like, especially like areas like there, what does it mean by disclosed location, and how can safety and dignity be guaranteed without transparency?
There would be transparency. In fact, the undisclosed location part only comes from how the locations are not as of yet determined. There will be transparency when these locations are determined, however.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna start everything. Okay? Are we good, guys? Are we actually good? Because today, we're gonna find out if the safety of journalists is actually viable in today's day and age. We have gone through many risks, and we've seen many news articles on the safety of journalists, and that is not acceptable. So, according to NHK World and Radio Free Asia, journalists face growing threats, physical attacks, digital surveillance, and legal intimidation, especially when covering conflicts, authoritarian governance, or human rights abuse.
That risk is not abstract. NHK World has documented attacks on reporters in war zones and politically unstable regions, while RAFA has highlighted harassment and detention of journalists in parts of Asia for reporting on sensitive issues such as corruption, minority rights, and freedom of expressions.
So, if safety is not actually viable, what could be done? First, governments must uphold international law by protecting press freedom and persecuting crimes against journalists. Impunity encourages further violence. Additionally, this should actually be encouraged. This should not just be left for governments to just freely do whatever they want, because this is international law. We should not be allowed to have people getting attacked and killed just because this is their hobby. People don't do this because they don't like it. This is their hobby. They think that allowing the world to have information on attacks that's been going on is important to them. So we must uphold that. We must truly understand that what they're trying to produce and what they're trying to say is accurate enough for them to actually do it. So,
secondly, media organizations must invest in safety training, digital security, and protective equipment. RFA often emphasizes the importance of secure communication tools and anonymity of journalists working under surveillance.
So once again, international cooperation is essential. Bodies like UNESCO and United Nations should apply diplomatic pressure and support independent investigations when journalists are being harmed. They should step in, they should try to help, instead of just leaving it and making it go on the news like how it always has been done.
Finally, public support matters. Audience must value credibility to journalists. As NHK World consistently shows, informed societies depending on journalists who can report without fear.
So, to conclude, the safety of journalists is not actually viable, but there could be steps taken to actually make this possible. Now, with international action and public awareness, this could be done. With us doing this now, going to many different conferences and actually doing this firsthand, this shows that this is actually possible and we could solve this firsthand. So, do you guys think that this should be solved? Or should people could just continue getting killed when they're going around trying to find information for the world? Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. We are the advocates for Myanmar, and these are the advocates for the Gambia. The Gambia has charged us with genocide against the Rohingya people. We would like to argue, no, because that's literally not what genocide means. Genocide is defined as specific intent to destroy, in part or in whole, an ethnic population. We might have killed the odd Rohingya here and there, but we have never demonstrated intent to destroy only for the purpose of destruction, right? Yeah.
Well, I would like to say otherwise. The Rohingyas are only a small population of the entire Myanmar population. Why is it just the Rohingyas? Why are you not targeting other people?
So you want us to commit more?
Of course! Prove your points.
No, the thing is, what do you mean by the fact that, oh, it's only the Rohingya? Yeah, it's only the Rohingya. We're only committing these atrocities against the Rohingya, but they're not genocide, though.
But you're targeting the Rohingyas.
Yes.
Whoops, that's targeted genocide.
No, it's not. It's targeted atrocity, which is not genocide.
So how do we define genocide again?
Genocide is the specific intent to, I've said this like 10 times.
Say it for the 11th.
Yeah, I know, 11 times the charm, yeah? Genocide is defined as specific intent to destroy an ethnic population. The key there being that you have to only care about destroying. Like, for example, take like Srebrenica, right? During that genocide, they didn't try to coerce the Serbs, they didn't try to rape the Serbs, they didn't try to do anything else to the Serbs. They just wanted to kill them. Yeah, that's genocide.
Then what are we going to define it as then, if not genocide?
I literally just said if those actions really did come to light, they would be crimes against humanity, or because we are doing counterinsurgency against the ARSA, war crimes. It's not genocide.
So basically you're saying that you should do whatever, the Serbs should deserve more than just killing.
Come again?
You're saying the Serbs deserve more than just killing, aren't you?
No.
You want to do something more to the Serbs.
No?
That's what you're saying.
To the Serbs?
To the Serbians.
Yeah, that's a different case. The Serbs are dead. Like, we can't do anything more.
Well, you said you wanted to.
No, I'm saying that the Serbs, the Srebrenica genocide represents actual, like, genocide. The Rohingya are not being treated to that level, right? They're like, the thing is, we're trying to coerce, we're trying to dominate, we're trying to subject them to our whims, but that's not the same as destroying them. We want them to, like, live just in fear.
You want them to live in fear?
Yeah.
In Myanmar or not?
Well, I mean, our prime ministers change every, like, few weeks, so it depends on the whims of the government, really.
The prime minister did not change. You just had a coup, you just had a election. You just had a...
How is this relevant?
Your statement about the prime
Oh,
minister.
yeah, right. Sorry about that. Basically, what we're saying is it has to be fleshed out in the future.
Oh, so you want the government to do more of these, so it could be defined as genocide?
We don't know what the government wants, and we do not speak for what the government will do in the future. All we speak about is that it's not genocide, brother. Listen to me.
Well, if it's not genocide, you need to prove. Well, technically, Myanmar does not have to prove anything. All they have to do is.
Why are we here?
Well, the Gambia has the, what do you call it? Like, they need to provide evidence to prove that they have intention of genocide. Well, the Myanmar can just say no. Is that correct? And they can refer it to war crimes, for example. But since Rohingya is a small population, a minority, to be said, that can be qualified under Article 2 of Genocide Convention, and the actions you are committing also classifies into the Article 2 of the Genocide Convention, then why is it not genocide? Can a war crime be a genocide? Yes or no?
No, these are different cases, as we didn't have, the Myanmar did not have the specific intent to actually commit genocide, and Gambia has not actually provided any
How do
evidence.
you prove that you don't have an intent to commit genocide?
You have to prove otherwise.
You have to prove us.
Where's your evidence?
Where is their evidence?
Okay, enough. I love this, but
Let's adjourn committee since we're not providing evidence.
yeah, all Myanmar is going to say that even though atrocities may have happened in the Rakhine region against the Rohingya people, these do not necessarily qualify as genocide. They may be crimes against humanity, or, as I have stated again, because we're doing counterinsurgency, war crimes.
Well, you said that they may be classified as genocide or war crimes. Well, that will be up to the judges later on when we provide them the evidence through our evidence packet.
Yeah, I know.
And finally, our closing statement. What do you think the results are going to be?
I mean, if they're sensible, they'll not declare us of genocide because it's the evidence, every single piece of evidence points to, yes, atrocities have happened, but no, they're not genocide because genocide is the highest atrocity possible and thus the word should not be thrown around lightly. And the evidence provided does not provide evidence of genocide.
So you're trying to redefine what genocide is?
No, we're trying to define the fact that this is not genocide. We're not trying to redefine what genocide is. We would never presume to subvert law in any way.
Well, in a serious way, everyone with common sense would say it's a genocide.
Why?
Why? Because you're targeting a minority.
Mm-hmm.
You could, if you want a, what do you say again?
Ethnically homogeneous population.
Ethnically homogeneous. Why do you not target other ethnic groups?
Oh, because we're okay with them.
You're okay with them, so that's targeting.
Yes, but that's not a genocide, though.
We didn't have specific.
Targeting war crimes. Targeted war crimes.
Yes.
Then that reasons my point again, which this person did not answer clearly, is can a war crime be a genocide or not?
They are two different things.
Why?
Because one requires specific intent.
Again, we can't really prove that the intent. That's up to the judges. If we leave that part out, is there any difference?
Yes, there is, because war crimes are crimes committed out of the scope of the war itself. For example, killing civilians, burning villages, and destroying infrastructure, stuff like that. These are war crimes. War crimes and genocide can overlap, but it doesn't here. So I don't know why we're still talking about it.
It doesn't overlap because there's no war crime committed, it's just genocide.
No, it's because there is no genocide being committed. It's just war crimes.
Or it's the other way around.
Or it's not. It might be not. Have you considered that it might be not?
Have you considered that your actions are war crime and genocide?
No, I've not considered it because we have evidence to prove to the contrary.
Well, the Myanmar government has said before that they were terrorist attacks. The ARSA group, that they attacked police posts, and you refer to them as terrorist attacks. But you're now calling it war crimes. So is dealing with a small amount of terrorists basically war?
But that's not genocide, though.
That's not war crime. That's what I'm trying to say. That's not war crime. It's genocide.
But it's not genocide, though. Like, it's just...
Why?
Because we keep saying that there is no specific intent to destroy the population.
Yeah, no, we're doing
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
We should get paid.
Yeah, we should... Yeah, that's not an advertisement. For legal reasons, that was not an advertisement, by the way.
So, back to your point.
Yeah.
No, you just-
Right, of course. Genocide is a very, very strong crime, which is why there's a very specific definition. Specific intent to destroy a population for no other reason. We want to make the Rohingyans scared of us. We want to displace them so that the Burmese ethnic groups can have more control. But that's not genocide, because genocide, let me remind you of what genocide looks like. Do you remember Bosnia v. Serbia? What happened in Srebrenica? They made 8,000 men and boys. They just killed them. Didn't send a message, didn't broadcast it, just killed them. That, my friend, is genocide.
So what's it in the other way? If you just starve them to death, is it considered genocide? Because that seems to be what your country is doing. Blocking UN aid and blocking them from economic rights, blocking them from socio-economic help from the central government.
You're going to have to refer to the Convention on Genocide for that, because we would never presume to introduce a new law. We would never presume that. Come on, man. You got this. I believe in you.
Well, there's really a slight difference between war crimes and genocide in this case, because just because there is an example of a genocide before doesn't mean it has to be same as that in here, in this case. Isn't that correct?
No, because, but yeah, you got this.
Can I also point out something? In 2015, a very similar case to this between Serbia and Croatia. It involved both sides killing and committing mass atrocities and committing war crimes and ethnic cleansing, yet it was not proven as genocide as there was no intent.
Yeah, because there were, and also because there were two sides to killing each other. Is that correct?
Yes, but however, one side killed 20,000 people and the other side killed around 2,000, but even with the intention as a counter-strike, they were still like the counter-terrorist action against the ARSA. Similar to that, it was still not genocide, as it was not the only intent that could be inferred.
Well, so you're saying you're counter-striking against Rohingya kids?
No, the ARSA. That's why we keep saying that there's war crimes, brother.
There's war crimes, yes, but it's targeted against a single ethnic race.
Because they're the only ones who get in the way.
No, they're not.
I think they are.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not because... Hello.
Yeah, continue,
Well,
please.
it's not because you got the other 100 ethnic groups that you're targeting as well, where you're not striking their villages, you're not striking their children, you're not bombing their houses.
Yeah, 'cause
while you're doing it to the
Yes.
Rohingya people.
Yes. Yes, we are.
It's discrimination, not
Yeah.
genocide. It's ethnic cleansing.
Yeah, it's ethnic cleansing, bro.
Prove
Yeah,
your point.
yeah, come on.
I'm really surprised about how you can defend something that you know yourself is a genocide. But either way, if it's a terrorist attack, why did you continue it for like 6 months? I'm pretty sure you could have killed terrorists.
Yeah,
then
but
after that, that's just genocide, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not genocide, though. It's just not.
Okay, please clarify yourself. What is your act that you perform right now?
All right.
War
So,
crime or ethnic cleansing?
so for all of our rabid viewers, what's happening right now is that there are clearance operations in the Rakhine State since 2017. This is to render the area ethnically homogeneous, with just ethnic cleansing and not genocide. First of all, and yeah, that's the background of the case right now. And I wonder if the viewers knew that. Back to you, please.
So you're saying you're doing war crimes? Is that correct? You're committing war crimes.
But not genocide.
Yeah, but not genocide, though.
War crimes,
Yeah.
ethnic cleansing,
Yeah.
but not genocide.
Yeah.
They're not the same.
Right. So you do say that you're accountable for war crimes and ethnic cleansing.
Yeah.
It's a different
and
case.
genocide.
Yeah. Hey, no.
Yeah.
That was foul. That was foul. No, let me
Ladies and
let me
gentlemen,
clarify.
the advocate of Myanmar has stated that they committed genocide.
You.
Thank you for listening.
That was good. That was good. That was good. No, I made a mistake. It's not genocide. They're annoying, bro.
Sure, buddy. Sure.
False
Yeah.
claims, false
False
claims.
claims. Cut it. Thank you.
And genocide.
Yeah, it's not genocide though. It's not genocide.
It's not ICJ, it's an English class. You're just like learning definitions like over and over and over.
Would anyone
We're
like
doing this entire committee session?
You were doing
Yeah, we just kept trying to tell you what the definition of genocide was.
But you don't listen. You don't listen.
No,
bro.
it's the convention's definition, brother.
No, you keep bringing country.
No, scroll up to Article 2.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm representing ABC News. This is my co-reporter from BBC News, and today we're here with KCNA to gather insights into their reporting and editorial standards.
What are certain struggles you face as a journalist in KCNA?
There isn't a lot that I could answer with this question, but a lot of the things I can say are restricted.
Okay. Are you concerned regarding your articles getting denied in certain countries?
They're just scared of the truth. They're scared of the safe information we produce. They're scared of us. They're scared of North Korea.
Scared in context of what?
They're scared that the people of their nations will be exposed to the pure, truthful, unharmed news that the KCNA can produce.
What is your comment on Kim Jong-un being mentioned in every single
No
news?
comment. No comment.
Okay, what are your views on Kim Jong-un as a leader himself?
No comment.
Why do you think your news channel, KCNA, was blocked by many countries, like South Korea and Japan?
As I said before, a lot of them are scared of the pure news that we produce, the news that is the safest, the news that we deem is safe for everyone to read, the news that we deem is the most proper, the most unharmed news that anyone could read, and a lot of people are scared of that.
Are you taking any action against your articles and broadcasts getting censored in countries?
I mean, if they don't support our ideologies, if they don't support the KCNA, if they don't support Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un, then what am I to say about those countries being like not aligning with our ideologies?
Would you like to add anything else?
I mean, honestly, no. No comment. No comment. I can't say a lot because I have a lot of restrictions, but I find that our news is the purest form of news that anyone could receive. The best news in the world comes from the KCNA. We're the best news ever. North Korea is so lucky.
Are you also aware that your phrase "no comment" could also suggest that
No comment.
could be hiding something?
No comment.
Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Hi, I'm part of the KCNA, and this is
the delegate of Argentina.
And today we'll be uncovering why the two HOW blocks got into a heated argument. And first, I would like to start with asking, what was the main conflict even about? Like,
Well,
what caused like the explosion between your two blocks?
Thank you for asking. So the main conflict is like the economic situation of the world. And basically, the delegate called me, the delegate of Argentina, a gold-digging, economically unstable nation. And that is what started the conflict.
What do you think prompted him to say that? It's crazy, man.
I think it's because we were pursuing like the delegate of China's funding for our bloc basically, and he was a little
aggressive.
Yes, he was very aggressive actually. Yeah, I'm very hurt towards his comments.
I'm sorry to hear that. What do you think are the biggest differences between your blocks? Obviously, you have a big conflict with the delegate of Iran because he called you that horrible thing. How do you plan on getting through these differences, even through your big rivalry?
Well, it is very hard to come to a middle ground because they're for Trump while we're against him. So I honestly don't think we can unless he makes some changes to his ideologies.
I see. So, can you explain like how how the differences between your blocs, like how they're for Trump and how you're against Trump, like what he did?
Of course. So President Trump basically said that he is going to remove funding for WHO if we go through with the ICD-11 clauses, which states that transgender health is basically healthcare, which we are against because we believe that everyone should be equal and everyone deserves equal healthcare.
And like everyone deserves to be equally represented?
Of course, of course. Health inequalities are what's keeping us separate. And we believe that equality for all is the best solution. But apparently Iran doesn't.
So what are like the biggest struggles between your blocs?
That's a good question. For ours specifically is probably the funding, but we're very confident with our little solution. So stay tuned. Okay. And I think I don't know about them, but I think they're pretty broke. So
it's crazy. Okay. Now, what is the reason like both of you guys want China's support?
Well, basically because China's economy is very stable. It's a leading country. So yeah, that's basically the main reason. But we also think that China's ideologies align more with us. So we don't really want, we don't just want the money, okay? But we're not gold diggers like Iran said.
You want more support, more people to vouch for your ideas.
Yes, of course. We want the people with the same mindset, and we believe that China has the same mindset.
Thank you so much for coming
You're welcome.
and being broadcasted.
Good afternoon, I'm representing ABC News and this is BBC News, collaborating as we uncover why the two WHO blocs got into a heated argument. So here we have
the delegate of Iran.
A while ago, the delegate of Iran to the delegate of Argentina referred her to as gold digger broke nation.
So we would like to know, what was the main conflict about and what caused the explosion between your blocs?
The main conflict was about whether we are on the affirmative side or the opposing side of Trump's action to take out the funds from WHO because of gender affirming surgery. However, I believe that the delegate of Argentina stance aligned more with our side. However, she chose to go to the other side because of money. And she also wanted to pull China away with her.
Okay. What was the phrase you used to refer to the delegate of Argentina? And do you regret saying that? Or are you firm on your stance that this is true?
I did not entirely and directly call her that, but I still stand true. She is a gold digger.
Sorry, what was the phrase you referred to her as again?
Gold digger, broke country.
How do you guys plan on resolving this conflict?
We plan to try to find a middle ground which both of our sides can agree on.
And was the rivalry between the delegations worth the support of China?
Again?
Was the rivalry between the delegations worth the support of China?
Yes, entirely. China ended up joining our side and helping fund the WHO.
That will be all for today. Thank you.
Hello, people of the United Nations. This is Norwegian delegate from the Disarmament, Security and International Cooperation Committee. Kingdom of Norway would like to condemn Associated Press for releasing false information to destabilize the Kingdom of Norwegian stability in the political area. We condemn and we will find you. We will track you down. Special forces will come to you. Thank you. End of section.
Hello, I'm Times of India and I'm here with Russia Today. The topic of this committee is the question of global regulation and access to gender reassignment surgery. Donald Trump doesn't even know the difference between gender and sex. This was proven today in the room of WHO committee. How could a guy that doesn't even know the difference between two basic knowledge be a center of USA? This is the reason why there's crisis like this happening in the committee of WHO. For instance, Donald Trump's funding of WHO to 15%, and Donald Trump also made these drastic choices that impacted many individuals and groups, such as taking out 15% of WHO's funding, which is over billions of dollars. This drastic action took place just because Donald Trump does not support the transgender group and does not want the USA to facilitate or get involved in any surgery within the transgender group.
Well, there's two sides to this committee. First side, they affirm with Donald Trump. Second, they don't. Well, the side that affirms with Donald Trump only does so because they want his funding, they need his funding, and also because they don't support transgender. And the other side does not affirm with Donald Trump at all because they support transgender and this gender reassignment thing. And the delegate of Turkey, it described him as the orange guy and calls him stupid for not knowing the difference between gender and sex. So this clearly differs that the delegate of Turkey is in a side that does not affirm Donald Trump. And that's all for our first topic. So in the ICJ committee, I've walked into the ICJ today, Times of India have, and we have seen two different sides. First side is Myanmar, second side Gambia. They're very conflicted with the genocide of Rohingya. So Myanmar has officially stated that they denied every aspect that they're involved in this. And Myanmar even quote Myanmar's main evidence is that whatever happened in Myanmar cannot be counted as genocide because it has not fulfilled specific intent to completely destroy the people. But the Gambia thinks otherwise.
Genocide, no. War crimes, yes. This was a statement what the judges of the ICJ wanted to be heard or wanted to be proven about. In the ICJ committee room, an obvious winner was heard. Myanmar wanted to kick the Rohingya people out of their land to make their land homogeneous, but they didn't have specific intent to purely kill them. And genocide basically wants death. That's the definition of genocides. And Myanmar did not want that specifically. Myanmar allegedly killed and burned the Rohingya people's villages, but those are war crimes and against humanitarian rights. Therefore, Myanmar did not come in specifically genocides, but other war crimes. Therefore, in conclusion, Myanmar is not committed to genocide, and Gambia is sort of just going down, according to one of the judges in ICJ room, for evidences. And that's it for our second topic.
Where's that?
UNHRC. Today, we'll be seeing in detail why the USA and China got into a heated argument today. In UNHRC committee room, China's and USA's bloc were fighting over the delegate of Brazil to leave the USA's bloc and to join China and India's bloc. China mentioned that they bought soybeans, as always have, from Brazil, while the USA was slowly not buying them from Brazil. The delegate of Brazil mentioned that China has always bought soybeans from us, while the USA is slowly not. China and India persuades Brazil by mentioning that with Donald Trump's administration, the USA would not get anywhere. This successfully convinced the delegate of Brazil. This came along with the evidence that in Donald Trump's second presidency, he has done bad things according to the delegate of Brazil. The delegate of Brazil and the delegate of India ended up with a formal handshake of agreement, and the delegate of Brazil now belongs to the delegate of China's bloc.
China mentioned their bloc will include the not supporting nation and also so that wealthier countries could fund them and change their mindset. China's bloc is making the non-supporting nations join their bloc to improve mindsets with foundation from wealthier country and legalize them in the future. During this consultation as a whole, the delegate of the USA proved her point and that she opposed the delegate of China. While yielding to the next delegate, USA in fact did not hand the floor to the delegate of China. And this showed clearly the relationship between the two nations and gave the delegates a moment of laughter. So in conclusion, the USA and China hate each other, even not yielding the floor to each other during the consultation as a whole. So that's all from us Times of India,
and Russia Today. Thank you.
Have a good day.
We have witnessed the revival of Charlie Kirk in Specpol. Charlie Kirk came back to life. Additionally, he also loved Erica. As he mentioned, we love Erica. The USA have pointed some questionable views on why this is right and why did he want to come back. NHK will believe that this is wrong, that they should not come back. But what can we say about it? Charlie Kirk came back to life in Specpol. And USA seems somewhat conflicted, being happy but also wondering why he decided to come back. There must be a reason for this. Now, not unknown, but not known either. So we'll see you next time in another episode of why Charlie Kirk came back to life. Thank you. We are Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk came back today live at
Specpol.
Now, this is revolutionary. This has never been done before. Seeing Charlie Kirk, a person from the USA, come back after making Turning Point and all these other outrageous things, him coming back out of all people, that is absolutely outrageous. And we're here to find out more from
United Arab Emirates.
Okay, so can you please give us some info on...
Okay, so the situation was unexpected, and we just went back to our committee session. But suddenly, our co-chair came back from rugby, and he started playing as the role of Charlie Kirk. And suddenly, Charlie Kirk came back alive.
That is just revolutionary. What did you see?
I just saw him just appear out of nowhere, just thin air.
Yeah, man, that was unbelievable. Seeing Charlie Kirk, the Charlie Kirk came back to life with all those information and him loving Erica too. That is just plain outrageous and that has never been seen before. Do we love Charlie Kirk or not? We'll not find out now, but eventually we will. Thank you.
Okay, thank for... again.
Thank you for tuning in and seeing us witness amazing stories from KNN. We have seen so many different things like Charlie Kirk and the story of other people and the story of delegates here in KMIDS. We truly enjoyed seeing you tune in and listening to our amazing stories, and we hope to see you at the next KMIDS MUN. Thank you.